from a dream that I had, and you can begin. From a dream that I had on March 9th, 2007, that was 5 years ago. And it's called The Golden Fish. It was illustrated by my friend Ana Gomez, who is from Brazil. And I dedicate this to all of you tonight, my family, my friends, and all of you, because I know you believe in magic. Once upon a time, I believed in magic. And one day, I was told that it wasn't real. My world darkened. There was a thunderstorm inside of me. It was as though my best friend was dying. I was lost and had so many questions. And the rain of sadness began to pour down like a monsoon. But I was determined to know the truth and dare to believe once again. Many years passed, and one night I had a dream. I was standing on the edge of a cliff overlooking the ocean. It was sunset, and there were surfers out on the water. They looked like tiny little ants. Suddenly, people started to scream, "Shark, shark!" A large fin charged, and then a giant mouth appeared. It gobbled up some of the surfers. I gasped in horror and awe. It sank below just for a moment, and then its back emerged. The remainder of the surfers were now caught between the enormous scales. They shone brilliantly in the sun, a glorious golden yellow color. But it wasn't a shark. It was a giant golden fish. He leapt into the sky and twirled around, showing his magnificent size. It was unlike anything I had seen before. He gracefully turned in midair and dove back into the ocean like a spinning galaxy. There, in his monstrous wake, was a massive whirlpool. I awoke the next day and decided to tell my friends about the dream. Go to the gardens in Encinitas, they both advised. These gardens are just north of me. They told me how beautiful they are. It even sounded like a dream. The next weekend, I drove to the gardens. I was all by myself. When I arrived, my legs started tingling just below my knees. Could this be magic I'm feeling? I walked along the pathway and came to the edge of a cliff, overlooking the ocean. There were surfers wearing black wetsuits. Does this sound familiar? They looked like tiny little ants floating on the water, just like my dream. "Where's my golden fish?" I asked aloud. I stood and waited, but no fish appeared. This is silly. Why would a giant fish appear? I didn't have the answer, but somehow I still believed. I walked further onto another path, and it led to a pond. Inside the pond were 5 koi fish. There in the center was the biggest of them all, a giant golden yellow koi with huge scales that shone brilliantly in the sunlight. "There's my fish," I joyfully exclaimed. A few years later, I watched the sunset from that exact spot. Whenever the sun begins to melt back into the ocean, its rays beam out and glisten upon the surface of the water. Those who know this story can look carefully and see the golden fish charging towards them. And always remember that real magic is when your dreams come true.